Whitney Tadaro, occupational therapist at Avista Adventist Hospital. I'm here today to show you some exercises that we usually do in a outpatient community class called In Balance. Today we're going to try doing some of them inside from the safety of your own home. So make sure that you're well and healthy enough to be doing these exercises, and that you have a clear space to do it, that there's no hazards on the floor. One thing that you will need is a sturdy chair. If it has arms, great. If it doesn't, just as long as it's sturdy, that would be good. Usually in the class we have one of these stability cushions. This one's TheraBand brand. If you can order one from Amazon, that's great, or some other, whatever online retailer, you could use that. Or you can get creative and use a folded up blanket, towel, sweatshirt, maybe a hard cushion of some sort that has a little give. And then for today, if you have something that's sort of cylindrical shape, we're going to do some balance activities with it. You can use an empty paper towel roll. Maybe you have just a wooden cooking spoon, that would work as well. Or toilet paper roll, small ball would also work. So you can pause your video right now, go find that material that you're going to be using today for a seat, a surface of choice as we like to call it, something cylindrical, and maybe some water. So go find all that stuff and then come on back. Now that you're back, we're going to start with our warm-up exercises. So for right now, just sit on your seat without a surface of choice. And we're going to start from the head and work our way down. So we're going to start by warming up our neck. Especially when we're inside, we're probably not moving our neck in all directions like we would when we're outside in the community. And remember that you're going to need to eventually get outside and check for those bikers coming, you know, keeping their social distance of 6 feet. So you need to be able to look over your shoulders. If you could bring your ear down to each shoulder, maybe hold it. Feels pretty good. Just some neck rolls in each direction. Really got to make sure we're keeping all of our range of motion through all of this. Next, we're going to go with our shoulders. We're just going to do some nice, sort of, these are bigger than usual shoulder shrugs, but it feels good. Go in both directions a few times. Maybe reach across your body. Make sure we're getting all the joints nice and loose. Wrists in both directions. Then we'll do some trunk rotation. Then maybe get out towards the end of your chair so you don't hit your armrest. So just do some really big windmills. And we'll just kick from our knees, alternating the legs. Clearly, if you have a knee issue and you can't extend it all the way, that's fine. Just go as far as you can, even if it's only this much, even if it's little kicks. Okay, right now we're just warming up, just getting the blood flowing. Now we'll switch to marching in place. We're going to just go up and down to start. You can build in your arms, so get the whole body going. And then we're we're gonna make it a little more difficult, and we're gonna activate our hips a little bit and march it out, march it in, march it out, march it in. It's okay if you're not keeping the rhythm, just do what you can. Maybe march and reach, march and reach, march and reach. So we're getting the whole body warmed up. Now we're going to move on to our vision exercises. So for this, you can either follow me directly, or I'm going to give the verbal cue of saying north, south, east, and west. And so north for you would be up, south would be down, east would be looking to your right, and west would be looking to your left. So just whatever direction you decide north, south, east, and west are in your head, just go by that. It's probably the best way to do this. So for right now, we're going to only move our eyeballs. We're not going to move our whole head. So we're going to start by just looking north, south, east, west. North, south, east, west. Then I'm going to randomize it. So we'll go west, north, south, west, east, north, south, north, west, east, west, east, north, south, north, west, east, south, east, north, west, south, center. Okay, now this time we are going to move our heads, but not move our eyeballs, if that makes sense. So if I say north, I will turn my head up. If I say south, I will turn my head down. If I say east, I will turn it to the right. If I say west, I'll turn it to the left. So remember, moving your head and not your eyeballs. North, south, east, west. North, south, east, west. So now let's switch it up. West, east, north, south, east, west, south, north, south, west, south, east, north, west, north, east, north, south, east, west, north, south, east, west. So now we're going to do everybody's favorite, some coordination exercises. If you have a loved one at home that is also healthy, you can play this game with them. Wash your hands first, or you could do it in there and not touch them. So we're going to do some clapping. So I'll say clap right, clap left. So if you don't have someone to play with, you can play with me on your computer screen. Don't actually hit your screen and break anything. Please don't break anything while we're doing the class. Okay, so clap right, clap left. Clap right, clap left. Clap right, clap left. Clap right, clap left. Clap, clap right. Clap, clap left. Clap, clap right. Clap, clap left. Clap, clap right, right. Clap, clap left, left. Clap, clap right, right. Clap, clap left, left. Clap, clap right, right. Clap, clap left, left. Clap right, right. Clap left, left. Clap right, right. Clap left, left. Clap right, clap left. Clap, clap right, right. Clap, clap left, left. Clap right, right. Clap left, left. Got it? All right, so our next activity is our sprint activity. So we're going to pretend we're jumping rope for this one. So you can either do it if you don't feel comfortable. Actually jumping in the air, you can jump like this, seated. That way you're still moving your arms and your legs at the same time. If you feel like you need support to jump, you can stand behind a chair or at a counter and hold on or hover your hands over it just so you have that support if needed. I'm going to demonstrate with nothing obstructing my view right now, so I'm going to just go ahead and do it in standing. So we'll do 3 sets. We'll jump for 30. And remember, when we do this, we want to just go as fast as we can. So if that means you start standing and transition to sitting to just keep going fast, that's totally fine. Okay? So I'm going to do 30 seconds in my head. Ready, go. Okay guys, I'm tired. Apparently need to be doing some working out during isolation. So that does remind me, I wanted to tell you, our family has been doing stop and give me 20. So if we notice that it's 20 minutes past the hour, so at like 11:20, anyone in my family will holler out, stop and give me 20. And then we do 20 exercises. So you can do 20 wall push-ups. You could do jog in place for 20 seconds. You could do 20 crunches, whatever you think of doing, and that way, at least once an hour, you're moving your body. You could even just do balance on one foot, hovering your hand over the counter. That would work too. Okay, so, second round, I'm going to do seated. So, on your marks, get set, jump. We'll take a little break. Maybe you need to stretch your ankles out, give them a little leg shake, those calves. The other thing you could do for stop and give me 20 would be those calf raises we do, supported at a counter, or maybe standing on your first step, holding onto the railing. Anything to build in a little more activity on these days is a good thing. All right, I'm going to turn this, and I'll show you how I would do it if I needed some support. So, ready, go. Okay, that has to be 30 seconds. Whew, guys, are you as tired as I am? Yeah, I bet you are. So, shake it out again. Rub those calf muscles if you need to. Nice deep breaths. It's good. It's good to get the heart rate up. The next thing we're going to do is sit to stands. Everybody's least favorite, but they're good for you. So at home, when you stand up, I want you to always throw in an extra sit to stand in here. So if you're getting up from the couch, I want you to sit back down and stand up again. It's going to be how we strengthen our thigh muscles. So when we get up, we do not sit way back here and try and get up. we scooch to the edge of the chair. We pull our feet back so they're underneath us. If we have a good chair with armrest, that's great. So, we're just going to sit and stand 10 times. If that's too easy, using the armrest, and you want a challenge, your first challenge would be put your hands on your thighs. That's 3, 4. The next challenge would be no hands. So you need to decide for yourself which is the just right challenge. Is it your hands on your thighs? Is it hands on the armrests? What's the right one for you? I think that was 9. We'll do one more. Okay, so then also when you're sitting down, I want you guys to make sure that you are feeling, just in everyday life, you're feeling the chair on the back of your legs, okay? I do not want to see any of you at the hospital because you fell during this time. Okay, I like you all too much. So we just did 10. We're going to do that 3 times. So we did 10, that's set number 1. We're going to do 2 more sets of that. Ready, go. So armrests. When you sit down, you're reaching back for the chair that you're sitting on, just so you know it's there. No losing your seat. I can still check the chair with my hand, even if I'm not using my hand to help myself up. Okay? Especially if your chair has wheels or isn't very sturdy, a stool by your counter. I think that was 9. We'll do one more. Okay. Make sure you're sitting with your shoulders back, like that magical string is pulling you up to the sky, that your pelvis is in a good position. We're going to work on that a little bit later. I could be making you guys do partial sit to stands. That would be mean, maybe next time. Okay, 10 more. I think that was 10. All right. Okay, now take a break, get a drink of water, have whatever you're going to sit on, your surface of choice, and bring it back to the chair. All right, so I've got my surface of choice, which I just have a rolled up blanket because I figure I should be like you guys at home. When we do these activities, I do not want your back against the chair because I want you to have some movement in your torso. So, you know, be square in the chair, but not against the back of the chair. Have your surface of choice on. This is actually a little high. If it was much higher, I might make it a little thinner because I still want you to be able to have your feet on the ground. So don't build it up so high that you're dangling off the ground. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to get in the right position here. So we're going to tilt our pelvis forward and then back, and we're just getting some of that mobility here. So many of us like to sit slouched. I know we're all sitting around reading, watching TV, using our cell phones. So I want to make sure that we're really getting good and upright. So let's make sure we still have that mobility in our pelvis. Again, shoulders back. We're not slouching forward. Okay, now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do little circles, okay? So we're just rotating a little bit from our hips, and then we'll go back around the other way. And again, you can do this without anything underneath you. Just having a different surface sort of challenges your core a little bit more and makes it so you have to work to be stable, which the whole point of this is to challenge. So if you have something you can sit on to give yourself a challenge, that's great. If the just right challenge for you is a flat surface, then that's fine as well. Okay, so now we're going to pretend our body is a clock. 12 is forward, 6 is behind, 3 and 9. So we're going to just start like doing the clock, like the hour hands just going around. What hour is it? What day is it? Can anyone keep track? I don't know. Okay, so now we're going to go all the way around till 6 o'clock. So then really try and lean back and hold it. And then we'll go all the way to 12. The next time is going to be 7, so we're going to go around and a little bit back. We'll go to 3, all the way back to, we'll go 11 now, so that's almost forward. Okay, as we do this, if you want to make it a little bit harder, you can really start making your body round further, a bigger circle. If that's too hard, just do a mini circle, a micro circle. Okay. Let's go to 9 and hold it. 2, 5, 10, 1, 4, 8, 12, 6, 3, 9, 1. Okay? Now remember when I told you to get a paper towel roll or something cylindrical? So again, we're sitting on our surface of choice, which is a little bit tricky. We're going to just try and see if we can balance something on our hand. Okay? Try and keep it there. Now, it's tricky. See how long you can do it for. Don't dive for it if it falls off like I just did. Go slow. Let it fall and grab it in a minute. Do not fall on your face. Okay. Switch hands. That increases the challenge. Some people find that their non-dominant hand is actually easier for some reason. So look into that. See what it is for you. To make it a little bit harder, we can have one foot on top of the other, sort of reducing our stability in our core while trying to balance this on our hand. Like I said, you could use towel rod, or towel roll, toilet paper roll, wooden spoon, I don't know if you have a mallet for some reason. Okay, now we're going to try just lifting one foot up in the air while we do this, and maintaining that good pelvic tilt. So I'm still not slouching back here, okay? Trying to hold my core muscles, pulling that belly button back towards my spine. Switching legs. Some people find it further out is easier. Some people thinking close to their body is easier. This is not straight, but that's not an excuse. Okay, if you want to do more of that, just go ahead and pause it and keep doing it, or pause and rewind. Now we're going to go ahead and stand and do some of these exercises again. I'm going to move the chair out of the way, so if you feel more comfortable doing this in front of a counter or by a railing outside on your balcony, that's fine too. So the first thing that we did before was the clocks. So again, we want to make sure when we're in good position, so shoulders back, chest up, hips underneath us, right? If you need in one hand a cane, that's fine. Whatever you need to make this the right challenge for you. So we're going to just start by kind of doing little body circles here. I'm actually starting down at the ankle. Remember we talk about there's the reflexes that we have One is an ankle reflex, right? So when we go to fall, sometimes just our ankle will catch us. Sometimes our hips will catch us, or we'll actually have to step out. So in this case, we're just gonna rotate around. I'm rotating from my ankles, which is a good way to keep range of motion in there, keep the ankle reflex going, okay? Now I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger, and I can really start to feel my hips and my core get engaged, okay? If you do this so much that you have to step back, that's fine, okay? That means that your step reflex is in there, and that's important, okay? So if you want to make it harder, you can have your feet very close together. If you want to make it easier, you have your feet just past shoulder width apart. Okay, so that's definitely engaging my core more for these, whereas down here it's more my ankles. Okay, so I'm going to have it kind of in between, not on top of each other, but not really wide, just inside shoulder width apart. I think that's the just right challenge for me. So again, 12 is in front, 6 is in back, 3 to the right, 9 to the left. Okay, so we're going to just start by going all the way around the clock, and then I'll call out numbers and you try and just pause there a little bit. We'll go to 3, so I'm going, pause. Go around to 12, pause. Keep going around to 6, pause. 9, pause. We'll go to 4, pause. 7, pause. 10, pause. 1, pause. 3, pause. 5, pause. 8, pause. 11, pause. 2, pause. Now let's go counterclockwise. We'll go to 8, 5, 4, 1, 11, all the way to 7, 3, 12, 10, 9, 5, 1. Again, you can pause and repeat. Just go back on your scroll bar there. Okay, so that's good. Now, get your balancing apparatus, and we'll just do it in standing. One hand for a few seconds. Make sure when you're doing this, you keep a slight bend in your knees. If you're standing with a straight knee this whole time, doing all of these, you could get a little lightheaded, get a cramp. Keep a little bend in the knees, okay? Also, you'll find that you're actually maybe able to keep your arms still and use your body more to help with the balancing of the rod. Okay, if you want to make it tricky, stand tandem, okay? And remember, you can do this by a counter, so you can put your hand down for balance if you need it. Then the next challenge here would have your foot up on your body a little bit. Never put your foot right at the knee joint, okay? Have it down on the calf, or if you're super flexible and stable, you can have it up here. But never put it just at the knee. So I'm going to put it down on my calf, although I don't feel very stable today. So your other arm, even just putting out, even if you don't have a counter or something, it does help with your balance. So I talk about airplane arms a lot. You can have a one-sided airplane arm when you're doing this. Okay? So you just keep one foot on the arm, opposite arm rather. Okay, so I was just standing on my left, so I'm going to switch it and now stand on my right. You can also challenge yourself and time how long you do this. This is a good isolation task. You could even FaceTime your family or Zoom or whatever, Duo, whatever you're using to interact with the outside world. You could challenge your family and friends, see who can hold the stick the longest. You can send a clip to me to my email showing me how long you can go. I think you can all beat me right now. I'm not doing a great job. The next thing we're going to do is everybody's favorite. Just like we did with the vision, the north, south, east, and west, those cardinal directions. If you've got a spot at your carpet, we're going to step out in those directions, and I'm going to add in the diagonal directions too, because it's really important that we're still stepping diagonally, because if we were to stumble and fall, we often step back on a diagonal, but we don't typically walk like that in normal life. So, have a little square. I know when we're in the physical class, we have the carpet squares. I happen to have a carpet square. You probably don't at home. If you want to put duct tape down, that would be okay. Just make sure it's really pushed down so you don't trip over it later. So again, north is just forward, south is back. I'm going to say east is to my right, which would be opposite of you on your computer, so just do whichever one makes sense. The diagonal movements. So this would be northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. Okay, so we're going to stay in the carpet. I know in the big class, we sometimes move all over the room. So after I tell you a direction, I want you to then step back to center. So I'll say east, and then you go center. North, center. Okay, we'll do that to start, and then once we get the hang of it, then we'll move about the square without recentering to the center of that compass point. So north, center. South, center. East, center. West, center. Northeast, center. Northwest, center. Southeast, center. Southwest, center. Okay? If you feel like you need to review that, just pause and rewind. And do it a few times until you feel like you have it down. Because now I'm just going to randomize it, and we'll just go to the next place. So, for instance, north, east, west, south, north, west, northeast, southwest, northwest, southeast, north, east, west, northeast, northwest, south, southeast, north, south, east, west, southeast, southwest, northwest, northeast, south, north, east, southwest, northeast, northwest, south, come back to center. Now, extra challenge. If that was tricky for you, just rewind and do it again. If you could do it with this in your hand, good for you. We'll see how it goes. We might have to cheat and put our other hand here. Okay, so I'm in the center spot, north, south, east, west, Oh, it's tricky, friends. North, south, east, west. Whew. I did not dive for it. Do not dive for it. Go slow. Okay. Try again. Might cheat and cup it with my hands. North, south, northeast, southwest, southeast, just west, south, north, east, northwest, southeast, north, southwest, northeast, west, come back to center. So again, you want to do that more? You can switch hands and do that, or you can pause and rewind. Okay, so go ahead and pause, get a drink of water, and we'll be back in a minute for gait. Okay, now we're going to do all the fun walking gait stuff we usually do that, you know, sometimes I make you an obstacle course or make you go down the hallway and back. So find a space in your house. I know I don't really have a huge amount of space in my house to be able to do this, so I would have to go back and forth or maybe use my railing outside on my patio. In this case, I'm just going to go here to that tub and back. And so you could do it a few times to get enough distance in. To start, I would say don't have any obstacles. If someone's there at home with you and you feel safe doing it, you could put a couple obstacles down to go around. But first, to start, let's just do no obstacles, clear path. If you have a counter next to you, that's great. If you have a walking stick, a cane, whatever you need to make you feel safe, but give you a tiny bit of a challenge at the same time. So we're going to just start with high knees. So really here we want to make sure our shoulders are back. We're getting that good range of motion. Okay? We got to keep moving, folks. I know it's really easy to stay still at home. I spent a lot of time on my couch yesterday. Not proud of it. It was not a good day. If you can, do this every day. Remember that stop and give me 20 thing. You just stop it. You can do high knees, okay? That's totally fine. The next one is we're going to do those butt kicks. So again, if you need something to hold on to, totally fine. I don't want you to go ahead or into the ground on this one. It's really easy to counteract with balance by leaning further forward, and while that's good, because we want you to stay balanced, we don't want you to go too far. So we're just going to kick our booties. Make sure no one's too close behind you when you start doing these. The next one we're going to do is that Tai Chi walking we talk about, or the Lego walking, where or maybe at night you got your dog and you don't have a night light and you don't want to step on your dog or cat. So this is where you step heel, toe. I still have all the weight on this leg. Then it's a weight shift forward. So heel, toe, weight shift. Heel, toe, weight shift. Heel, toe, weight shift. This is good on ice, and it's slow. This is slow and in control. Okay? And actually, when you go slow and in control, you're working your muscles more. They have to fight against gravity. Gravity wants us to move forward quickly. It helps us with our momentum. Right now we're slowing it down, And we're using all of our muscles, and I can even feel the stabilizing muscles in my hips when I do this. Also my ankles, big time. Okay, because you're in control and you're going nice and slow. I think we're supposed to have another snow here this weekend, which, again, be careful out there when it melts and it gets cold overnight and it ices over again. Okay, now we're going to side step. So again, along a counter is nice for this one. You can hover your hands. And so you just step out with each foot. Now here's the good thing about this one. I get to the end, I don't have to turn. I just go back the other direction. So I'm getting both workouts in. You're waiting for your coffee maker in the morning and you're standing at your kitchen counter. Do this while your coffee goes, the whole time. Okay? Back and forth. You're watching the pot boil with your pasta. Same thing. Okay, the next variation of this, which is a little bit trickier, is what's called the grapevine or the stroll. So in this case, you step out with one foot and then behind with the other foot. So step out and then across the front. And then out, behind. Out, and then I would have gone in front with this foot, but I didn't. So out, we'll start in front with this one. Out, in front, out, behind. 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 Out. Out, in front, out, behind. Out, in front, out, behind. Okay? Again, back and forth, back and forth. Hold on to something if you need it. The next one is galloping. And so galloping is different than skipping. Skipping will go up and will alternate feet. Galloping, you're leading with one foot forward. So if it helps you, again, to have a hiking stick or a broom or a cane, whatever you need. So then you just sort of, you lead with one foot and you bring the other foot close. So it's forward, bring it close. This is really slow down. Forward, bring it close. If that's all you can do to start, totally fine. Where you're just bringing one foot forward and the other one close behind. Okay, I'll switch it this way so you can see what that looks like. Maybe about here. So this is like super slow galloping. If that's hard, you could even bring a wider base of support rather than so narrow. Okay, so this is the slow gallop. On the way back, I'll speed it up. So this is more on your toes for this one. And you could do it wide out if you're having problem with your balance. And bring it in if you want a challenge. And I'm alternating as I go back and forth. You'll see I'm leading with my right this way and my left this way. Okay? Now skipping, you do the high knee that we did before. It's kind of combining the high knee and the gallop. So again, something to hold on to this. This is great. And even if you don't get any vertical motion off the ground, if you're not getting any space between the ground, even if you're just alternating, this is good. So with a skip, you lead one foot forward, plant your leg, then you would do a high knee with the other leg, and then it's kind of a gallop. If that makes any sense. So, and then once this leg comes down, now that's the planting leg, The other one's the high knee, and it's like a little jump. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do this faster, and you modify it how you is good for you at home. Okay? So plant, high knee up, plant, high knee up. So even if you're just lifting up on your toes a little bit, that's good. Okay? Like I said, whatever the just right challenge for you is. This is a good one that if you have a walking stick and you can do this without it, to use the walking stick and give yourself that little elevation change. So get a little altitude. All right, and now we're going to cool down. We don't need the surface of choice anymore for the cool down. So for the cool down, you don't need a surface of choice. Just go ahead and sit in your chair. Do a little bit of this. Stretch those ankles out. Then have one foot forward with your chest up, shoulders back, lean forward. You're really going to feel this in your hamstring and down into your calf. You can change what muscles are being stretched by lifting your toe up and pointing them down. Okay, really just nice, good stretch back here in the leg. Switch it. Really like this one, reaching across my chest with my arm, holding it with the opposite hand. Then I kind of like, when I do one neck to the side to the other, I like putting my opposite hand under my thigh. It really gives a good stretch through here. Do some gentle neck rolls. Again, those shoulder rolls that we did to start. Torso turns. Even just walking and sort of shaking it out a little bit. Okay, so I hope that you've enjoyed this, that it gets us through till we can meet in person again. I miss all of you guys who are usually at class. You can share this link with your friends and family. You can challenge other people to do it. You can write comments in the comment box. And hopefully we'll get a couple videos up to sort of switch up the routine. And like I said, hopefully we'll see you soon. Okay? Take care. Keep moving. Get fresh air while you can. And just build in little bits of exercise throughout your day. Don't forget, stop and give me 20 on the 20. All right, thanks guys.